My name is Brian and welcome back to Desert Theory Farm Week. So this morning we have 2 grain carts, an auger, a semi, a gravity wagon, and a combine to get to the farm. It's about an hour in a tractor away, so there'll be lots of moving here. Mike will get that opened up, get us a place to park, and we'll be off to farming. So it's really funny how these tractors, which are huge, they start seeming pretty small out in the field. Even though you're looking down into the top of a semi, you just kind of lose perspective of how big they are. And then you get them back to the farm and you get them around semis and then kind of a smaller parking spot, and you quickly realize how big they are and how much space they take up. Like I said, you quickly see how big these things are. Okay, we just fueled up the 8300. Now it's time to fuel up the combine. For all the non-farmers, have you ever had to open a door and drop down a ladder to fuel up?
Just gonna mute the audio on it.
Okay, so while we're up here fueling, let's kind of look at a few things that I always find impressive. This big, so this thing just spins and it spins around. This is the air intake, and then it spins around and gets brushed off, so where this is always clean. You can see the brushes right down there. It's pretty cool how big that is. Runs on the belt drive. Another ladder. So 2 ladders, one there, one here, to get up to the top here. So this is the hopper. The grain, the corn comes right up there and spills out. We have flashing there. Right there's a 3/4 full sensor, and then on each side are the other sensors. So as that grain's building up, it'll go ahead and click it over and start flashing lights for us during the night. During the day it's just in the cab, and you can see it driving around with the tractor, but at night you can't see it, so these go off. It's intermittent when the 3/4 goes off, and then it's a constant flash for the whole time. So it's really handy in knowing what is going on, but pretty cool. This is a pretty big tank, and there's combines that are much bigger, but holds a lot of corn. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of money spent on diesel to farm. And actually, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of money spent on farming, period. It's expensive. Okay, so James is gonna grease everything on this trailer and the semi, and I'm gonna work on these trap doors. They started getting a little bit sticky, and so we just want to make sure they're running smooth. We're gonna blow them off, and then we're gonna run some graphite or kind of a lube on the wheels underneath.
Yeah.
So just kind of looking at this screen, you know, you have your oil pressure, water temp, fuel, gear selector, miles per hour, engine RPM. This is the weight scale in the back, so you know how much weight you have on your grain cart. This your controllers, your PTO, all the stuff that runs the all the functions on the grain cart are right here. You can cover these switches up. You can cover these switches up if you're not using them, to where you don't accidentally use these instead of these. Just your temperature, front wheel assist, just different things, just pretty crazy. Got a buddy seat. If you don't like where you're sitting, you can hit your button and raise your seat up. So just pretty wild. Okay, we're kind of bouncing down the road. As you can see, the inside of my right tire is over the white line on the other side, and I'm just inside that yellow line. Pretty crazy how wide these things are. Heading to the town of Erling here. Okay, he's turning right, so I'm going. Woohoo! Hang on, camera. Okay, back on gravel. Got a long ways on gravel, and then we're gonna, I believe the town is Defiance. We're gonna pull into the town of Defiance, go through town, past the gas station. Driving the old tractor right to the heart of town here. So we usually cross right there at those railroad tracks and kind of sneak back in, but something's going on with the railroad tracks. They don't want you to cross over it, so. Out of town, we're going to kind of loop around and gonna catch up with the combine. That's all I know. All right, I see a combine somewhere in there, heading off across. That's what we're following, so hopefully we don't lose that. Kind of feel like a fool. Oh, there you go. Big tractor on a little bridge. That car sticking out the roof. Volkswagen Bug on some sort of a four-wheel drive. Oh, everything's on four-wheel drive frames around there. Pretty cool. So here would be a really good reason not to pop over these secondary roads really fast. I come up on a combine taking up the entire road. Alright, getting hooked up to the corn head. Okay, so James, he's gonna take that, which leaves me in the semi, so thank you, James. I love the semi. Well, there he goes. Okay, so this will be the first load of the day out of this farm. Turn our tarp on. Got a little wind, but not too bad, so shouldn't have any issues. Sometimes at this farm it gets a little, it tries to blow that tarp up. Looks like Wes brought us lunch. So even though Mike wasn't all the way full, he decided to stop right here and unload. I always like this farm just because of this view. Okay. I'm heading to put my first load back in the bin. My first trucking of the day, and heading to the bin site, and I just absolutely love doing this. It's just too much fun. So happy that he lets me come here and hang out with him during harvest. Everything's running good so far, knock on wood. Had to add a little oil to this morning. James came by and did that. Then you'll notice that there's no gravity wagon there, because James came out and got that gravity wagon. So they're going to be dumping at the farm when I can't keep up because it's such a long trip. They'll be dumping into the gravity wagon and filling that bin. And everything that I can get back in a truck, I'll bring down here. So this is just a little bit closer to where he sells it. So it might as well, when he has extra help, deliver it down here. He'll have to drive all the way back up there, that 25 minutes there and 25 minutes back by himself on anything that he needs on that farm. So just the benefit to Mike to have it closer towards where he's gonna sell it. So what all this is over here is manure. It's like a composted manure. So they're gonna come in here, gonna put it on spreaders and spread it out throughout this whole farm. It stinks. It's great fertilizer, but it stinks and attracts flies. So every time I leave my window down just a little bit, I got flies. Like I said, this is the new trailer. Really nice, the air suspension, but even more so is the hydraulic dumps and the automatic tarp. Very, very nice for the guy driving the truck. James is filling this. He's running the grain cart today since it's Saturday. You can really see how the corn piles in here. Now, as you can see, the 30-20 and the grain cart are set up here, just like the very first videos this week. So 30-20 runs a shorter auger. I guess it runs both, but the shorter auger's behind it. And that really works well in this situation to keep everything close to the bins. And this is the gravity wagon feeding right to the hopper again. So I believe this is one of the first bins that he'll haul out of once he starts selling corn. He'll come up here. It's just not quite as nice as the other ones. And he get it before any of the winter hits since it's such a long trip. Okay, so third load of the day. Decided to back in here. Trailer's sitting more level. We're off the road, even though no one's ever here. but it kind of gives us an easy shot for the tractors, and it's a real easy backup. So I think that's going to work out good. It appears to be going really good out here. Combine's still out running. I got 2 full grain carts waiting for me, so looks like things must be progressing pretty well. All right, I jumped in the cab with my cousin's husband, James. He's running a grain cart today. How do you think it's going out there, James?
We haven't broke down today.
Haven't broke down. It's kind of like racing. Farming and racing are a lot alike. We're moving. James, what's your favorite job on the farm?
Planting.
Now, is that because it's the most important?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I feel like that's where the money is made. It's when you put the crop in the ground the right way. But
So you're talking correct depth, right time.
yeah, even emergence, a bunch of different things.
Why is it so important that all the crop comes out of the ground at the same time?
So that the ear size is the same, uniform, consistent. There's a lot of fun things. Harvest is fun. Seeing you is fun.
Hey, thanks, James. I like this guy. Just dropped the last truckload for tonight. We're gonna go back to the farm, or I'm gonna go back to the farm. We're gonna fill this semi up and then kind of keep going into the gravity wagon and filling that bin at the farm we're working on for the rest of this evening. So everything else tonight will be grain cart. It's a little sad, I know. He's off! I gotta go find the tractor. Okay. Well, found the tractor. Now it's time for me to offload. Onto my semi. PTO's in, running my gate up. Oh yeah. I really like farming at night. It's just a whole different experience with the lights, and it's just really fun. I don't want to pretend like I've been doing this forever, so I'm not doing that, but when I first started coming here, the tractors were just smaller, and it was really hard to see into the semi, and so it was kind of hard to load some of this stuff. So having it be the tractor so much higher and being able to see, it's really kind of cool. Oh, this is cool right now, so hopefully you can see Uncle Mike's jumping on with the combine. I'm gonna stop right there. That's cool. This trailer's getting filled up fast. Okay, so again, this is the 3020. Very old tractor, kind of my favorite looking. It just seems like it's that toy that I had growing up with. So what they looked like when I was a kid. So if you haven't noticed, like this bin is older and it's really small. And it just kind of, everything was smaller. You could farm less acres to make a living. Now you have to farm more acres to make a living. You have to have bigger equipment. Yields are better, so there's more corn coming out of the same field. It's pretty wild how technology and growing practices have just really brought the yield up so much. Uncle Mike is unloading the last of what he's doing tonight. That's it, we're done. It means more trucking for me if we don't put more corn in that bin. So I couldn't be more excited. I'll be in the semi more tomorrow. So calling it a night. I don't know, it's probably 9 or 10 or something. We've been working pretty late night, so, and we still have a ways back to the house. So that's my guess on why we're doing it. So that's it. That's a wrap for tonight. Thank you, Enterpro, for getting us here.